Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the Scoreboard Keepers. You know, around here, we don't keep receipts. We keep the score. So if you want to get on the board, make your point. If it makes sense, we'll add it to the board. If it don't, we won't. Scoreboard Keepers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. I am your host, The Ref, where I keep you up to the latest score in sports, hip hop, and hot topics. And look what we have on the board tonight. Caleb Williams. Man, it is problems in Chicago. It's problems in Chicago. Ladies and gentlemen, the people in Chicago, I believe they are starting to panic, guys. I believe they're starting to panic. Listen, when they got Caleb Williams, right, it's been a long time since Chicago has won anything. So they actually rolled the dice on him, guys. They rolled the dice on this guy. So they're expecting him to be everything that they think he can be. You understand what I'm saying? He has to be everything that they think he can be. Look, when you got a city that's starving for a championship, things can get a little hectic, man. So we're going to put up this clock, and it's only take us 10 minutes to get into this, man. You know, Caleb Williams, what's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. Let's be honest, y'all. The expectations are sky high. The Bears haven't had a franchise quarterback in decades. We're talking about since Jim McMahon. And the city is hungry. But can Caleb Williams out of USC be already feeling the heat? Can he already be under the gun? He just got there. He's been there 5 minutes. Look, he's been there for 5 damn minutes. And the pressure's on already? Listen, this is a news flash to the Chicago Bears fan. Listen, y'all shouldn't be putting no pressure on this young man. I mean, it's been years. So why all of a sudden would you get there and act like he has to live up to Tom Brady right now? I think y'all need to be patient with him. If listen, you got to understand the type of player that you drafted now. Okay, you got to understand the type. Y'all know his makeup. So don't get there and expect him to be coming in there and be doing things outside of his character. Now y'all know he played for USC, where it was sunny all the time, and now all of a sudden he got to come out there to Soldier Field where it can get real Antarctic out there. The ground can get hard. It snows. It can get pretty nasty. Now he's going from them Southern California beaches to that. No, come on. You knew what kind of player you was drafting. But here's the thing. The reports out of the OTAs and early training camp say that he's struggling with pressure. Literally and mentally. Now that's a problem because you need your quarterback mentally there. He don't need to have his mind nowhere else. We just got done talking about this in an earlier episode about how these young guys are coming into the league and their minds are somewhere else other than for the love of football. Listen, football, to be honest with you, it is a marriage. The football's a marriage. If you're not married to it and you're not dedicated to it, you might as well not. You're not going to be in there long. You're not going to be in it long because there's too many people. It's too much talent. Very few people are even able to make it. So if you're not dedicated to your craft, you can just hang it up, man. You know what I mean? You might as well just leave it where it was. You know, and with Caleb, you know what I'm saying? You know, they're saying his accuracy has been spotty under the blitz. You know, they're giving him them blitz packages looks, and they said his accuracy has been spotty. And insiders are raising concerns about how vocal and assertive he is in the huddle. So that shows weakness. That means he's not being an alpha male inside of that huddle and taking control of the huddle and grabbing somebody by their face mask and saying, yo, what you doing out there? I told you to run the 7, not the 5. Why are you running across the safety's face when I told you to run towards the post behind his back? I'm putting the ball over his shoulder, not in front of his face. So you know, listen, if he's not being, your quarterback has to take control of the huddle. And you have certain quarterbacks that can do that, and you have certain quarterbacks that can't. There's some people out there that like being alpha males, they like being in control, and you almost kind of like need a, I ain't gonna say a narcissist, but you need an alpha male at the quarterback position if possible. You see what happened when there's 2 alpha males, because you can have an alpha male at quarterback and wide receiver, and it can cause a disaster. But he doesn't have that. I don't think Caleb Williams has that. You know what I mean? But the Bears coaching staff is downplaying it right now. But they said that the Chicago media is ready to pounce on this kid. You know? They said, look. They saying, let's not forget, you know what I mean? The team went all in for this guy. They brought in Keenan Allen, and they drafted Odunze. And they got a revamped offensive line. So the pieces are there. But so comes the pressure. That's just the way it is. They're not putting all this money out there for nothing, but they're expecting all these young guys to come in there and to win right now. That's what they're doing. And I believe they're trying to duplicate what Washington Commanders are doing. Down there with that young stud they got at quarterback. But not everybody can do that. He's a very rare animal. You understand what I'm saying? He's a very rare beast, that kid down there. Everybody can do that. You know what I mean? They say, some teammates say Caleb's quiet confidence reminds them of Justin Herbert. You know, but Justin Herbert is getting that thing done. He has to get it done in the AFC. You know what I mean? He has to get it done. Or you'll find yourself out of the league there too. Somebody be knocking you around. Them defenses out there, boy, they smell. Listen, they come looking for you. They hunting you out there. You know what I mean? They said others wondered if he's too reserved for a market like Chicago. See what I'm saying? He may be going out to Chicago with that Southern California stuff. And it may be rubbing people the wrong way, especially that media. You know what I'm saying? You got a city like Chicago that want to win now. They won a few championships, but there's some diehard fans out there that want to win a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? We talking to Mike Dickers, the Walter Paytons, the Jim McMahons. Like, I mean, you got to understand the history out there is rich. I mean, it's not called Soldier Field for nothing. You got the whole Hallis family out there. That's a very rich football tradition out there. And others wonder, you know, they say, you know, that the truth is that he's 21 years old, and the kid's been handed the keys to the city that's been starved for a savior. Can he deliver? Pop off or nah? It's a pop off or nah segment. Can he win? Pop off or nah? Y'all leave y'all comments down below. Let me know. Or Chicago setting this boy up to become the next name on a long list of quarterback letdown. Y'all keep it pop off or nah? Is Chicago setting this boy up? Pop off or not? Y'all let me know. Because I don't want to believe that they're doing that. I want to believe that they're trying to surround him with the right pieces. They're trying to protect him back there now. But you don't want him playing out of character. You want him playing within himself. And pressure can, pressure bust pipes. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't want that to happen. So guys, let us know in the comments, will Caleb be a star or a bust? Y'all let us know. Will he be a star? Pop off or not? Is the media too harsh on him too early? Pop off or not? And tell me this. You guys leave this also in the comments. How many games this year do you think the Bears are going to win? I want y'all to be honest with me. How many games do y'all think that they can win out there now? The division is kind of open. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's no clear-cut favorite out there. All the teams out there in that division have question marks right now. So it's really waiting for somebody to step up and grab the bull by the horns and take control of that division. It really is. So I'm just trying to, I want you guys to leave your comments down there because I know, listen, Chicago Bears fans, all you Bears fans out there, if you're not a part of this channel, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thumb up this video. I want to hear from Chicago Bear fans. I want y'all to tell me right now, do y'all really understand the type of quarterback that you have out there? And what are the expectations for him in his sophomore season? And are you guys really expecting to go all the way right now? Is that the type of pressure that's being put on him out there? Or are you guys being patient with him and you just want to see progress? You just want to be trending in the right direction. I want to make sure that I'm not misinterpreting the reports that's coming out of Chicago right now about them wanting a savior. Because if you want a savior, you want him to take you all the way to the promised land. You didn't make those moves for nothing. And ladies and gentlemen, y'all hear the buzzer, right? And this has been the Scoreboard Keepers, where we don't just watch the game, we call it how we see it. You better believe that. We call it how we see it. So hit that like, drop a comment, and we'll definitely catch you on the next episode. And I will definitely be responding to the comments, especially from your Chicago Bears fans. Chicago Bears fans, leave your comments down below. I want y'all to tell me, the ref, how y'all really feel about Caleb Williams. Do y'all really like him? Was it a mistake? Or do y'all believe that he can really, really, really take you guys to where you want to go? Because this is very important, man, for that franchise. I like the tradition out there in Chicago. And I think they've been down for a long time, way too long for the history and the tradition that they have out there. So you guys, like I said, leave your comments below. And I thank you guys for joining us tonight. And until then, score.